We created a documentary that kind of depicts the food insecurity problem happening within the San Luis Valley here in southern Colorado. And it kind of explains it from both the perspective of people that are experiencing themselves and experiencing what other, through their neighbors and community members. And then it tells it through the point of view of people that are trying to combat that, like the director of the food bank and people that work with the veggie program, the garden initiative program, and other professional opinions as well. When we started the class, everyone came up with an idea, and then we all gave our little elevator pitch to the class, and then we voted, and it came down to two ideas, and then the food insecurity one, I think the other one was one on the cross-country team, and then the presenters just presented to the class, and then the class ended up voting on the food insecurity project. So when I was coming up with the treatment for it, there was a lot of research just figuring out what the issue was, the statistics behind it, and then just figuring out who we needed to contact to really get in touch with the people that are experiencing it on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, so I got to experience the Heinz 57 of producing a documentary, and so I had experience behind the camera, partially directing, and my primary role was behind the computer in the process of editing, which took up about half of the production process because while I was editing, we were still gathering footage throughout the 2016 year, right? Yeah, 2016. Yeah. And so while we were editing the documentary and assembling the different clips and kind of picking and choosing what we were looking for, we were still getting in new interviews, redoing some interviews, and gathering different B-roll of what we wanted.
Yeah, it went really well. I think once Dr. Vonstetter came on the project, things actually started to go a lot smoother than they were, just because we had some direction to go in. And since it was kind of a mixed class of experience level, it was kind of crazy and all over the place. So working with Dr. B was awesome. She's been really helpful through all this.
So I sort of played kind of an EP advisory role, maybe a step up from the showrunner, mostly trying to guide them based on the video production knowledge that I have, what a documentary should look like, how it should be assembled, and trying to give them, I'm more of a hands-on professor, so trying to give them more guidance into what I think PBS was going to want for the documentary.
Yes, we actually got it to Donald Zuckerman, who is the Colorado Film Commissioner, and he, when we started the class, we had already known that he was going to try to put our finished product on PBS, whatever that would be. So we just submitted that to him a couple weeks ago, so we're just waiting to hear back on an air date. I think this documentary was a huge learning curve as far as the whole production process, and I think I feel confident to apply to jobs, say that I have experience, and say that I know what I'm talking about. I feel like I have a lot more to learn as far as the production process go. I kind of changed my mind. I wanted to go more the journalism course, and then this happened, and so I wish I would have had more time to get more hands-on with it, but I think that they set us up really well to take this documentary and turn it into something that could help us with our careers later on.
Yeah, and so I'm more into the theory track as far as mass communications is concerned. At first, I kind of jumped on the bandwagon for the documentary class because I'm like, ooh, cool, I can make a documentary for PBS. Going into that, I've had experience editing as part of a pastime, but this was more of I was a child and this documentary made me grow up real fast. Because there's just a whole new side of editing that I wasn't familiar with, and I got to experience that. So if I did want to do some sort of editing in the future, I feel considerably more confident than I would have